Hi everyone, Mike Leiden here with International Academy of Consciousness. I'm here today to interview a speaker at the first International Congress of Conscientiology, which means consciousness science from a multidimensional post-materialistic point of view. The Congress is going to be from May 22nd to the 24th in Evermonte, Portugal at our research campus there. My guest today is Nélson Abreu, who's going to be presenting with Thomas Anderson a talk called Acoustic Vibrostaesiogenic Systems, Voluntary Energetic Longitudinal Oscillation Training, and Vibrational State Induction Technology. So a little about Nélson. He's a BS in Electronical Engineering and Vice Director of Research and Scientific Communication at International Academy of Consciousness. Nélson began experiencing and studying multidimensional consciousness in 1998 while at Nova High School, where he co-founded the Conscientiology Club, a precursor to the University of Florida's Science of Self Club, which organized a number of symposia and the first extracurricular psychology course on consciousness, featuring a post-materialistic paradigm of consciousness. He's presented at the University of Arizona, Utah Valley College, University of Miami, Florida, Florida International University, Miami-Dade College, University of Florida, Penn State, California, Tennessee, Texas, Canada, Mexico, and Portugal. Okay. Served as a student representative for the Society for Scientific Exploration and is a member of the ICRL consortium, which ICRL used to be Pear Labs, for those of you who don't know, where he contributed to the Filters and Reflections anthology. Nelson's studies have encompassed consciousness and biological evolution, consciousness and physics engineering, out-of-body experiences, bioenergy, and psychometry. Okay, does all that sound good? Did I get all that right? Okay, good.
Quite a long introduction.
Yeah. So basically, your talk, first off, let's just discuss the title of it, because for the viewers out there, I don't know if they're going to know exactly what it all means. So Acoustic Vibrostaesiogenic Systems, Voluntary Energetic Longitudinal Oscillation Training. So what that is, or what we call VELO for short, is an energy technique whereby you circulate energy through your body. You move it in kind of I don't know if you would call it like a standing wave, like you move it as like an energy wave through your body up and down, and you kind of oscillate it and intensify this subtle energy wave until your body feels like it's vibrating. And so the vibrations are actually something that are an activation of what we would call the energy body, or the subtle energy body, or
right.
Body of vitality. So basically, I don't know if I need to say more about that. So what does this mean? Acoustic vibrostaesiogenic systems. So vibrational state induction technology. What exactly are you going to be presenting with Thomas Anderson?
So we're building on previous work, right, such as the pioneering work of people like Robert Monroe, who was one of the first to talk about the vibrational state as this state of resonance of all your chi or biofield, and it's a state that many people have felt. I'm sure some of the viewers will have felt this state as something that precedes an out-of-body experience, or sometimes just standalone. It typically happens spontaneously. Feels as if the entire body is kind of shaking, vibrating. And what Robert Monroe and others like Waldevier, and then more recently people like Nancy Travalato, Wagner Allegretti, they've taken those initial works and realized that, sure, it's something that you can feel spontaneously, but you can also cause it intentionally. And especially Nancy Travalato, Wagner Allegretti have advanced that to quite an extent in terms of describing the technique that you were mentioning, the VELO technique, to such an extent that you can really break down elements that made it difficult for people to apply what appears to be at first a very straightforward technique. So we're taking some of these insights from Travalato, Allegretti, and others, and we are creating sort of training wheels for the velo. So it's a technology that doesn't do the velo for you, right? You still have to direct your own energy with your attention, but it helps individuals understand how you can move energy throughout your body by focusing on a particular area, and then with that point of attention, as you scan your body with that point of attention, the energy kind of follows. The energy goes wherever your attention goes. Now, typically people wonder, do I have to imagine? Do I have to visualize? Well, what this technology does, it uses mechanical vibration caused by acoustics, right, which is vibration of, could be the air, in this case, it's the air, but also of the actual surface where you're lying down. And it just so happens that we created a system that creates vibrations that more or less follow the recommendations on how to do the velo. So, for instance, you'll start by having vibrations near, say, the top of your head, and then those vibrations travel downward throughout your body, down to your feet, and then back up at a fairly constant rate. You can try different speeds, right? Or you can just have the speed increase in a gradual way. And this way you may avoid some common mistakes in performing this technique, which would be, for example, starting slowly and then going very fast. Or as you speed up, not going all the way to the top of the head and all the way to the bottom of the feet, and so on. These are some of the lessons we learned from Trivilato and others. So this technology then is a sort of training wheels for that, for the velo. And then we have other applications that we're developing that could be used for out-of-body experience induction, for example. For one, as you mentioned, the velo technique has, as one of its purposes, the induction of the vibrational state, right, which can happen spontaneously, but it can also be induced through the velo. The velo has other applications that are useful on their own, so that stands on its own. But it can also help trigger the vibrational state, which in turn can trigger the out-of-body experience. It can trigger a number of other psychical phenomena that are easier to do when you are in the vibrational state or the state that comes right after that, right? So it's something that within, say, in a matter of 20 minutes, you could get to a very relaxed state that is, maybe typical of what people describe after some prolonged meditation, after a session of acupuncture, of therapeutic massage, etc. But or maybe even like a flotation tank or something of the sort. But with let's say a simpler, replicable method, right? And we envision applications not just in consciousness science, right, in conscientiology, but essentially in everyday life. So, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, an inventor, right, and you want to be able to access creative states more often, well, there you have it. Or you have a company with lots of creatives, right? Or if you're an artist, if you're any problem solver, right, business person, a researcher who wants to access these kind of creative transpersonal states. So you could have possible applications that have to be verified in terms of medical or psychological benefits. There are already a lot of studies on the benefits of mindfulness, right? And if this method helps you achieve that mindfulness more easily, then it would have those same benefits as well, right? So I don't envision as something that you would use for the rest of your life, but it could be something that maybe makes the training period shorter, right?
Okay, so just so I understand what you both are doing, you've created a device that can help someone experience the vibrational state faster than if they were to try to do it just on their own or just with nothing.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
okay, got it. And it's a table that vibrates? Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, it's a table that can carry sounds. Now you can play different sorts of sounds into it.
Hmm.
In fact, Thomas developed this table or perfected this table, playing certain kinds of music into it. But then I came into contact with Thomas through writing the book that you mentioned earlier here, the filters and reflections. We both have a chapter there, and also through the Princeton lab and so on. And these exchanges that we had, it just happens that he mentioned that he had experienced the vibrational state before, so had I. That we were both studying energy practices, and of course we have a shared interest in physics and so on. So when I came to know that he's working on this table that plays sounds into and converts into vibration, then of course the idea came to my mind right away that we could apply his technology for this application, right? The technology is not new. Thomas perfected that technology after at least 8 years of work. And then I just had the good fortune of meeting him at the right moment with this idea. And then actually more recently, Wagner Ligretti, who is one of the other speakers, he came to Los Angeles when Thomas was also in Los Angeles with me. And he got to lie down, apply it. He was pretty excited with the results. And also he was able to confirm that, yes, it will be a very good didactic tool, teaching tool, and perhaps a facilitator of the induction as well. But he also gave us some very good tips on how to tweak it, right, with his experience of a couple of decades of applying and teaching the velo. So really now it's kind of a joint project between Thomas, myself, Wagner, this specific application of the sound table for velo induction. So we're very excited to put it out into the world so people can start using it. So far we've had 16 people try it, and every single one has reported pretty profound experience given the 20 minutes that they had that pass by. And some have had OBEs, people without any OBE training. Most have had some sort of energetic activation. The majority has had something that, based on the description, sounds like a vibrational state, right? But again, we don't see this as something that does the velo for you, that is a pure induction machine that you just lie down and it does it for you. It provides you a guide, a mechanical vibration guide to guide your attention, that if you do follow that kind of signal up and down your body, it's a mechanical signal. If you follow it with your attention, with your willpower, right, and you actually drive the energy to follow that sensation, then you really don't have to visualize or anything else. You're really just guiding the energy wherever that sensation goes, and you're training how to do the velo, right? So that then you can actually achieve the velo more often, the vibrational state more often, and then of course you won't need the machine after that, right? In fact, you don't need it right now. It's just that we think that it will make it, it will shorten the training time. It's hard to describe to someone how to do the velo, how the energy moves, the pace, and all of that is described more or less intuitively without words, simply by telling someone, okay, lie down, follow the sensation with your mind, tell your energy to follow that sensation, and you'll be doing the velo, essentially. And that's what we're doing.
Gotcha. Sounds really neat. Are you going to have a live demo there by any chance?
Yes, we will.
Awesome.
We have the demo unit built that we're going to take to Portugal. Thomas and I will be doing some demo sessions at the campus. We're excited to have people try it out. And then as part of the presentation, we'll also be talking about theories about what is bioenergy. We're going to be drawing on some of the work by other speakers like Massimiliano Sassoli Bianchi, Wagner, Nancy, and others who have touched on that subject. Tom Campbell, right? And just kind of try and lead a discussion on what is bioenergy, right? Because it seems like in one level it's something that you feel, right? It's almost like a substance. So is it a substance? Is it a matter? Or is it a field of energy that's not quite material, right? Just a potential. So if it's something you can describe as a sensation, that sounds pretty material, right? But on the other hand, it seems like it's something that can connect you with someone in another country, right? So then it has aspects of like a field, right? Of some sort of teleological connection. But then it could be described as a sort of, as Thomas likes to call it, a sort of resonance, right? Not to call it something more, let's say, more lay terms, like a sort of an energy of love, right? Which I think is something that, let's say, a reflection of the connection between different beings, right, or consciousness.
Yeah.
Antonella and Ulysses, who are talking about syntropy, will be touching on that as well. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like many of these talks are going to overlap, and it will be a very interesting discussion. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious as to how, like, I mean, this is just a personal curiosity, but I'm curious as to how the virtual proposal that, let's say, a researcher like Tom Campbell is going to bring would account for something like subtle energy, you know, like, or how would that be understood under a virtual model? Yeah, these are all like really interesting questions. I'm excited to try the table for myself.
Great. Yeah, you can count on it.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. And so I'm going to put the information about your talk in the links below. Also, if people want to research this product, or if people want to look into this product, is there anywhere on the web where you're featuring this?
Yeah. So right now, Thomas has the sound table already available for purchase, but the actual and that's at soundtables.com. But the actual Velo vibrational state application is going to be released by IEC jointly with Thomas at the Congress.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so it's not available just yet.
Gotcha.
It will come shortly. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about IEC, IECworld.org. If you want to learn more about ICRL, it's ICRL.org. Where they have several books and DVDs about the kind of the Princeton Pear Lab legacy, and several authors, including Ulysses and Antonella, who just published a relatively new book on syntropy, which is there as well. So that should give you quite a bit of info. And of course, the paper will be published with the GFC.
Gotcha. Journal of Conscientiology. Perfect. All right, Nélson. Well, listen, thanks so much, and I will see you there, my friend.
All right. See you there.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.